Morning, Zeph.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you very
there we
much.
go. So
Got it.
let's hold on. Just want to quickly make you host again. Make host. Yes. There we go. Perfect. Enjoy the TR.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
cheers, mate.
Okay, guys. Good day to you. Let's wait for a couple of minutes. Sun's shining. What a pleasure. It's been quite bloody iffy weather where I'm staying. So at least the sun's out today. Just give another minute and get going. Slightly, but not much in it. No, it jumped around a bit. I'll show you on the 15 minute. Just jumped around a little bit, as you can see there, but nothing major. I think the overall dollar strength will outweigh anything that happens in the GDP at the moment. And as I mentioned many times before, it's not that great an outlook of the pound at the moment. Almost certainly conservative. I don't know when the election is next year. I'm not sure. Well, it's next year, but not sure when. Probably May, June, something like that, I guess. Almost certain the Labour government get in, but I don't think that's going to help the cause much. Not because I'm anti-Labour, it's just the fact that it's not normally very good for the economy, but we shall see. Might have changed its tune. But overall, there's too many expenses in the Eurozone and too many expenses in the GBP, and the same with America, which is increasing debt. And so I still see some downside there. The growth is not as good as the USD. The jobs is not as good, and inflation is a lot higher as well. So overall, it's not in a great state at the moment. The UK economy, economically speaking, that is, a bit like the weather, not that good. Didn't really, no, jumped around a bit and then settled down. Again, I don't expect many fireworks today. Don't mean to say you don't trade, just don't expect fireworks going to the weekend. The expressions say the institutions often square their books going to the weekends. Means they obviously keep positions open like I do, and you probably do. No problem there. But some of the bigger ones
Morning, bro.
or more volatile ones, they probably close. It's
Morning.
1:30. We get started. Morning. How can I help you, sir?
I can't see your
Hang on, I've got
screen,
the
sir.
charts up. Oh, you can't. There's a very good reason for it because I forgot to put it on. I do beg. I'm waffling along. Yeah, sorry about
Oh,
that. Yeah, no more, no less. I forgot. Thanks for the reminder. Cheers. I've done that before. Talk about a chart. Forgot to share the screen. Beg your pardon. Okay, good stuff. That's Friday for you. Hey, how do you do it on Fridays? Morning, Gerard. Morning, all. Okay, right. So that's why I thought we'd get a bit of downside on the pound dollar. Where's the price at 22? It's just about 1 pip in profit. Remember, you go short on this side and you get out on the other side. So it's actually 1 pip in profit, not six. Get the idea? We'll see what happens. Buzzing around, not much happening there. I'm not saying you should do it, but I have actually gone in personally on a gold. But it's just more scalping, pretty short term, pretty risky. So I'm not advocating you do it, but I still see some downside there. But I think it's a good chance with the yields up where they are and the dollar being where it is, it could come back to maybe at least 1940 odd, maybe a little bit below. We'll see. So I'm having a go at that. Pretty tight stop, I might add. The NAS looks like the dimensioning of a bull trap seems to be the answer. Seems to be the answer. So I think the stop up here, where did I put my stop? Just check, should be the same place. Where is it? It's definitely in there. Where the hell's my stop? Oh, it's the wrong one. Sorry, I'm on the normal one. It's the micro, beg your pardon. There we are. Stop just up there, out the way, and take it down there. So we'll go back to the micro. Close it off to stare all this. Go back to the micro. There we are. So I thought that might occur. So far, it's okay. It's bobbing around, very volatile. But let's see if we get some follow through to the downside. I'm looking at the yields, still pretty high and growing, and the dollars hovering but fairly high. So we'll see how those go. The other one is AUD NZD. I want to get in at 1.08. Slightly better price. Tell you why. The 4 hours got to give me a little bit of jip there, but the overall downside I see is in action. So I was aiming around about that level there to enter. And I think it's going to break down lower. Australia is affected more than the Kiwis on the China lack of growth, or the not as good a growth as they would like to have, put it that way. They're still growing, but much slower than expected. And yeah, so we shall see if that can break through. But if you went in at market, some people might have done. I suppose that's fair enough. I do see the downside, but the idea is to get a little bit higher up if you can get that price. Might not get there. Anyway, so those are trades out. We'll see how they do. We've got a couple others out. Looks like the dollar yen didn't do quite well. I thought there might be some intervention and downside. That was a high risk trade, very high risk. It turned out the risk didn't pay off. Popped up, but I still don't see it going back up to 152, to be honest. I think we've got to have some intervention coming in by then, surely. But anyway, we shall see. Go back to the others. GBP, what's the other one? AUDCHF, go in alphabetical order then. That's okay-ish, not exactly shooting the lights out, but at least in profit. 73, it's 26 pips in profit. Actually, no, we're getting out short, getting out on this one, sorry. 22 pips in profit. Normally, I like to keep my stop loss about 30 pips away. But when you're going into the weekend, you might want to reduce it to entry. You don't have to do it right now if you don't want. But if it's still a nice profit, might be an idea going into the weekend, have your stop loss at the break even. So at least you can rest easy. You won't lose on the trade. But might as well hang on a bit for the moment. But at least we're in 20 odd pips in profit. GBP CHF is trying to come right. Take its bloody time, I might add. Yes, doing okay before. Where we get in at? Yeah, about where it is now. It was doing okay. Doing quite nicely a few hours ago, and then decided whatever is to pop up. But maybe this will hold on the hourly. But anyway, run with the trade. See what happens there. Don't forget, guys. I'm sorry to bore you. Repeat myself. When you're trading, for goodness sake, make sure you've got enough free margin in your account. Don't forget, if you run out of free margin and you've got open trades, your largest position will be what's margin call, which will be closed for you. Okay. And if it still tanks against you, the second one will be closed. Never mind where the stop loss is. If you don't have free margin, you cannot trade, or you will be stuck. You'll be margin called. The position will be closed. You must have free margin in your account. Don't forget that. So if you've got a small account, just check after you placed a trade, you got enough free margin to sustain that trade. Be very careful, guys. If you've got a highly leveraged account like a 500 to 1, it's not just an opportunity to drive fast as in going bigger. Still do your calculator, do your volumes. Just because you're going in bigger because you can on a 500 to 1, overexposing could get your margin called. Okay. Just be careful your volumes. That's normal. It's a perennial problem in trade. That's why I keep mentioning it. Okay. You get the hang of it after a while, but when you start, it's not always clear. You must all know in a leverage instrument, which is speculative and higher risk than normal equity. Okay. Good. Yeah, there's not much else happening on the economic front, fundamentally wise today. We got on Tuesday the CPI. Don't forget, that's the US CPI. It'll be 3 till 4, don't forget, because the hour back on the clocks, daylight saving in New York. So I'll be doing the normal straddle trade US CPI on Tuesday, just at 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock for the 3:30 release. Those who want to join me. I have a VIP group, and those on the VIP group with 2,500 Rand or more notify accordingly. Yeah, well, we just got into a trade on it, so obviously I'm not going to say get out. You can use if you got your own TP. That's also good. You know what I'm saying? If you're happy with the TP you got it at 64.22. Where's ours? Well, AUD. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. Sorry, I thought it was NZD. Beg your pardon. Read the bloody thing, Roger. Sorry about that, Jeff. You said to sell at 64.22. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, sorry, 63. Beg your pardon. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, see downside there. Yeah. So I was fixating the AUD NZD. Sorry about that. That just threw me a little bit. That's a human thing. That you tend to see what you expect to see, not what's actually there. Quite unfortunately normal. And that's right. That's why whenever you have an accident and people ask for witnesses, you all give funny accounts because they see what they think they should see. Where's your TP? 62.93. Why not? Why not? It probably gets psychological figure. If you start giving you grief there, um, move your stop loss, maybe bank it or bank half of it if you expect to go a bit further. But yeah, I see a bit of downside there. Yeah. What about this? So check. I didn't really see anything major there. 5 o'clock. It's a 2 star. It's there, but I don't think it's not a 3 star. Could have. It's like anything else, put. If it's a major difference than expected, even to 2 star, it might have some effect. But it's important, but it's not of show-stopping importance. Just bear that in mind. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, Zeph. Don't get it too close, but when you can, it's good because it at least takes the worry off your mind. The only downside when you do that, it might pop up, stop you out, or you haven't lost. Then it continues on to a target and you're not on board. But you've got to give to get. Yes, I know it did, Edwin. The reason was because NSP, ESPN, that's right, ESPN, I guess. That's the American sporting company's part of Disney. There's about 5 companies own the bloody lot, by the way. It's almost what do you call it? Monopoly over there and stuff. Anyway, the point is that's a sport program, and as everybody knows, the sport basically carrying a lot of these bouquets. Would you buy a DSTV bouquet? It didn't include the sport. That's its trump card, and that no surprise there made the profit. The other ones are still not really battling. There's too many of these what do you call it, streaming channels. Netflix is still the king, and the product's more much the sameness. They're highly what you call it, censored to how they put the product out. And so it's a bit much of the same, formulaic, if you like. But the sport is still their trump card, and that did okay. But I'm actually we're looking on Monday. I think we get some downside there. Had its bounce, I'm not sure that's going to continue. Overall, it's not that great. And I think maybe if not going to the weekend, so have a look at it on Monday as a possible downside on DIS. Okay. Well, music, yeah. Well, Spotify solves that, doesn't it? Spotify's the best there. For what you pay and what you get, it's phenomenal. Put all the CD business, well, CDs don't know more anyway. Put all those music shops out of business. Hey, you get what you like on there for 60 rand a month. What a pleasure. And you can put it into little playlists and offline. Incredible product. We moan and groan, but technology-wise, we've got a hell of a lot going for us compared to a few years ago, eh?
Roger, may we please check on Brent for a possible long? Take it at around 88 levels.
I've been yeah. I've been watching that, to be honest. I've definitely been watching it because I'm expecting it's a bit overcooked. I hear you. my worry is with the Chinese economy slowing, biggest import in the world. I just the demand's not that high. Remember, I did mention a couple of times the Wednesday U.S. oil inventories were a lot higher than expected. Got quite a bit of stockpile there. Yeah, I tell you why I see some upside, even though the overall picture looks a little bit negative on oil, is I'm not sure the producers will accept it hanging around the 70. The South in production going to December, but there's a possibility that it might extend that if it starts hovering below the 80s. So yeah, I think it's a possible upside. I'm just a bit nervous of it, to be honest. So I hear your point. I obviously looked at it, and I've been humming and hawing on it, to be honest. Maybe I need a bit of moral support from you guys on that. Right up to this level here, there's a good possibility of that. I hear you. In fact, I agree with all of it. Maybe I tell you what, might be an idea with a risky one. Maybe a tight stop, not too big. How's that? That's maybe because I don't want to miss out on it, but I think there could be some upside. But it failed to materialize yesterday. If you look at yesterday's candle before the sellers came in, so I'm a bit iffy on it. I'm actually, to be honest, I'm leaning forward to maybe wait until Monday on that. Just I need a bit of convincing. Put it that way. Not against the idea, but I'm not exactly. It's not my eureka moment. You know what I'm saying? What do the other guys feel? Think it's worth taking a risk with a tight stop down there with the cross areas?
So in terms of waiting for confirmation, what will the confirmation be?
I'd like it to be above the 200, to be honest. That's a couple of bucks away. I want to see momentum, even if it doesn't get there, because I think if even it gets here, there might be a bit of noise to pull back. I really want a confirmation when it holds above the 200. That'll make me feel a lot more confident, put it that way. But having said that, if you want to look at a scalp trade up there, that's about $1.70 a target. But then you'd have to have a stop down here. Come on, have a stop down here, which gives you might squeeze a what pretty tight scalping trade at about 1.7, 1.6 to 1 risk ratio. Have a look at it if you want. Should we try that? It's definitely on the risky side. I'm being quite open about that, but it's no harm to take a risk once you know the score. Maybe take it here. Make it to 82. Phew. That's your problem, 1.3. But a lot of them do 1-to-1. Yeah, and a lot of guys are out before he gets the what you call it before he gets the target anyway, which changes the scenario completely mathematically. But at $25 a micro, do you think it's worth a punt, guys? I don't want to stop any tighter. And it's a bit risky having the TP a bit higher as well. And there's not a lot of momentum either. I agree with you. Jacob wants to take it. Just be careful your position size, because Edwin's quite right on that. Well, scalping is basically not in for too long. Make sure your costs are covered and a range trade. And it's fairly self-explanatory, a range trade, isn't it? That look at that there. See these candles here? That's a bit of a range, you know? Bit of a range trade. But you've got to take into account costs. They're not that high on here. That's a good part. But yeah, just make sure your costs. There's no good having let's say, a 15 pip spread and then taking a 20 pip profit. You pay the company 15, you get 5. You won't be very happy with that. But not we got any 15 pip spreads, maybe on the NAS, that's about it. But anyway, the point I made gets pretty straightforward. Cover your costs on the range. Make sure there's enough meat on the bones in the range before you get cute with it. But if you like it, it's a bit of a punt on that before we get confirmation. Oh, it's a bloody indecision on the daily. A lot of indecision on the daily. Look at the hourly, yeah. So it's a punt. I think I'm personally going to wait till Monday, but any feels Rambo-esque, you know. what's that famous guy? What's his bloody name again? Chuck Norris. Everyone feels like Chuck Norris. You know those jokes? He's so tough that the onions cry, not him. But yeah, if you feel like a Chuck Norris, maybe you can try that as a punt. Yeah. I could get a pullback. I tend to agree on that. Anyway, there's the stuff. Sean, it there you are. I'll just save if you want to refer back to it. But it sorry, just get something out of the way there. Gets a bit cluttered my other screen. Just beg your pardon. It's a bit better. Okay. Just let these guys in. NVDA. Don't forget, guys, this is a share. You do not use this calculator here on shares. You go to your LMS, or Stock Market College resource, I believe. Where's NVDA? Just get this up. So, yeah, go to Stock Market College. If you bought the course, you should have it in there. Your spreadsheet for shares. Remember, shares open at 4:30, so you can't do shares at the moment. I see downside momentum, and I don't think it's going to be any different. It's quite a strong share, this, but I think it'll be caught in the downside momentum. Signs of possibly a downside, but I'm gonna, instead of playing around at 4:30 positions, I'm gonna more look at it on Monday personally. But I see a bit of a pullback on quite a few of the shares. DIS and NVDA as a possibility amongst others. Maybe even Microsoft. We'll have a look anyway. But yeah, I do see a bit there. But if you want to go into the weekend with no position on the share, I have no problem with that. Swing trading anyway. See how the market opens. If the NAS comes to the party, you'll see the NAS because that goes around the clock. Only close the weekends. NAS is coming off nicely, and you doesn't open too low. Makes it worth your while. You can certainly have a look at it. Yeah. Okay. Try a trend line. Not a great one, but maybe try a trend line on that. See if it breaks down below first, might be an idea. I just want to mention my internet is a bit unstable, just flashed on my screen. So if you lose me, it's not me cutting you guys off. It's my internet kicking out. It's the router until they fix this damn thing or whatever the problem is with the area on the fiber. It's no good me complaining because they'll say jump to the queue, everyone's complaining. It's like ESCOM. Complain as much as you like, but it is what it is, they say. The spreadsheet, yeah, that's right. If you still have a problem, you can go to the the live chat. Go to Stock Market College. They should sort you out. Remember, I'm not with SMC. That's a company that sells our educational packages. I'm with the brokers. Okay, so there we are. Anything else want to mention? Oh, yeah. Have you all got the economic calendar? Well, you're going to have it whether you like it or not. Just make sure. Second. What happened there? No, I haven't looked at NKE, Chris, but I'm expecting a bit of downside on stocks, Nasdaq, etc. But I haven't looked at night. But if I'm looking downside, they'll probably all be carried by the momentum, unless some great news comes out. To suddenly come out and say, "Hey, we doubled our profits above expectation." That's different. So we can certainly do that. I just want to put out the index for you guys. Pretty sure some guys haven't got it. Don't take long. Just give me a moment. And I put out the yields. I take it you've all got my number, my WhatsApp contact details for those guys who got 2.5 grand or more. so they can upload them to my VIP
Roger,
group.
so
1
check
million, 2.5 grand.
Mm.
Go on. Go on.
So I just want to get a little bit
Came
of
very
clarity.
broken
So
there.
I'm very familiar with this. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Roger, can you hear me? So I'm very familiar with
Yeah,
the
yes, I
purpose
can
of
hear
the
you.
DXY, but I'm a little bit uncertain on the purpose for the yields, the 10-year bond.
Okay, right. The yields, the yields, yeah, all right. That is the return on the 10-year note, which is the most highly traded. You get 30 and you get 15-year notes as well, or bonds, paper, if you like. Right. Well, the purpose behind it is it's quite interesting to see from the inflationary perspective. If the yields continue up, it's usually considered inflationary. And that means that it will be a negative for gold. Remember, gold doesn't earn an income; it's purely there for capital gain. So when you get an income from a yield that's continuing to increase, then it has a negative effect on gold, and it tends to have a negative effect on the stock market. So, very simply put, Chris and company, if you can get paid a guaranteed salary not to go to work, or you could be paid a salary to go to work, which would you choose? Well, maybe you love your job, but but normally you choose not to go to work. So that's the point. Now you're getting a no-brainer of an interest being paid under guarantee for doing squat, not having any knowledge of anything, just guaranteed. That's attractive. It's quite high, but if it's not very high, it becomes quite unattractive. So you think, hang on, we've got 0% interest rates in the savings bank. It's no good putting your money there. You've got to look for more attractive areas, which often involves taking a risk. That's where gold comes in, the stock market comes in. But the stock market becomes less attractive if you put your money into an interest-bearing account, which is increasing interest, because they keep putting interest rates up, becomes more attractive. So that's why you check it out. So you want to go and buy gold, and you check your DXY and you check your yields. And if they're both going up, then you think, well, hang on, I might be circumspect about buying gold. I think I should maybe look more to selling it. The same with indices in the stock market. Simple as that. Okay. Make sense?
Fantastic. Thank you, Uncle Rog.
Right, fantastic there, Mr. Skippers. Minia Skippers. How's that pronunciation for a foreigner? I'm not a foreigner. I'm a citizen. Okay. Oh, yeah. You want to look at, sorry about that. I forgot about that. You want to look at Intel, I think it was.
I
And
stand to be corrected, but you're a Sudanese, are you not?
You bloody well listen. Oh, damn you. You're right. Caught me. Yeah. I'm actually Sudanese. Yeah. You're a South African and I'm a North African. There you are. Well, bloody remembered. Okay. Somebody listens around here. I'm quite impressed. Where's Intel on here? We'll do Nike first and I'll put it up. NKE. Let's get this all up to date. Yep, NK looks like a bit of downside momentum. Look at that on Monday. Possibility. Agree with you. They import from China, by the way. Nike is marketed. So the American side is the marketing company, and the product's made in China. Just so you know. If you already knew that, sorry. Oh, Intel. That's right. If you're looking at choice of two like I did then, put the one with a dot on it. Okay. So it's Intel dot or F stop or Nike stop. It's got a little comma after, it doesn't matter. But I mean, you've got to have the full stop in, otherwise it comes out as gobbledygook for whatever reason. All right. Intel. That was Jacob, wasn't it? You like Apple, do you? I prefer oranges myself, but it's up to you. No, what I know of Apple is dangerous. So I'm afraid I've got Microsoft. But anyway, right, Intel. Look at Apple a minute. Yeah, doing pretty well. They don't much about the company. I've heard of it, but the ins and outs we're not that sure about. But on a technical basis, if you believe the market's down, never mind it's in the buy zone, that might come off as well. But I think there's probably better fish to fry, or weaker shares to look at if you want to sell. And it's the bottom of the range. It's up there, maybe. I don't know. Not really much to add on that. See if find something better. Prefer Disney, actually. Right. Apple. I actually want to joking apart there. I think it's here. I like the company. Yeah, like Apple. Oh, yeah, I see what you're on about. Yeah, I see what you're on. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yes and no. The high, what do you call it? High, what's the bloody word? Chips, high-end chips are made in America. I'm not talking about French fries, guys. Made in America. The cheaper ones are made in China. And that's why NVDA is doing well, because they're getting on to make them in their own country as well. But anyway, okay, right. Well, we shall see with Apple. But as I say, I'm a little bit iffy going to the weekend on shares. I'd rather get a clearer picture on Monday. If the NAS continues to downside like I see might be happening, I want more confirmation of that. Then we can look at these for short. If it doesn't, well, maybe we'll have a look at it along or something else. But I think we're just a bit more confident to stand aside on it. Don't know about you guys. Okay. I've never traded Intel. Looks quite strong from a charting perspective. So even if the momentum comes down, it's likely to come with it, but rather we look at a weaker stock to sell, like Disney. There could well be, Ebenezer, if you say so. Could well be. Okay. Just want to check out trades. DCHF still doing okay. Anything else we're looking at? We missed the boat. CHF JPY, eh? Big time. GBPC CHF still hovering. GBUSD hovering. Oh, pretty quiet today. Euro USD. Yeah. Well, US, I don't think it's guaranteed recession, but I think most people see it's in a recession. So I'll be looking for some downside there. I think probably if you want to short this, probably a breakthrough here or higher up the range. You might get another range move up. Is anything happening there? He's holding on the 4-hour. Maybe get a better price, close to 1.07 to short it down. Yeah, well that's yes, that's correct. Yeah. That Taiwan's one of those things like Kashmir and the Middle East. It's a bit of an impasse. I'll sing along, but it's only about 40 odd pips away. See if we get a better price. Right. Anything else? Right, guys. Anything else you want to discuss? Anything? Going into the weekend. So we've got a few trades out. I doubt we're going to add to them at this stage. I think we've got enough going to the weekend. We don't want to, over subscribe into shares or sorry into trades and risk the free margin being eaten up. But we could certainly have a look. Anything like discussed, as anyone new there finds some stuff a bit confusing, needs a bit of enlightenment on, here's your chance to put your hand up. No good asking me a one-to-one on the phone when you got a chance to me showing you on the charts and the trading room. That's what it's for. So if you haven't got new trades out, let's try and do some discussions on anything from strategies to whatever. I'm sure there's a few things you'd like a bit of clarification on, you're not too sure of.
Hi, Roger.
Oh,
Okay, carry on.
Okay, go for it.
Oh,
No,
just
he
a
can
quick
carry on.
Go for it.
just a quick question, Roger. Are we
Okay,
still
Jacob, you
in
go for
from-
it. Then go.
Okay, are we still in
Still in
Euro
what? Sorry.
CHF for short? Euro CHF for a short, or
I
do
am
we have to
actually
change?
not sure. Yeah, yeah. I think I'm still in there actually.
Because it's just bubbling at the same place. It's
So I'm still
been
in there.
doing this for like.
Yeah.
So do we hold
It's
or?
crabbing, hey?
Yes, it's craving in the same
Bubbling,
place.
crabbing, say what you will. I think the Euro's weak. Yeah, I know. It's boring, but it's a traffic jam, basically. You're stuck in it. But I see downsides, basically. Like I mentioned, I'm in favor of the Swiss franc. I'm not in favor of the euro. And so I do see downside. I'm just sitting in that at the moment. As you're quite right to say, it's bubbling. I haven't heard that one before. I like it. Yeah, it's just bubbling along. But I'm sticking with it. If you're in a profit and you don't want to raise some capital, you don't like having your money tied up in it, well, you can take it if you like. But personally, I'm sticking with it.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
No, my one, Roger, just wanted to say thanks for the advice. The GBP event this morning at 9 wasn't impactful. I was doubting it. I saw what you said there.
Which one?
The GBP, the one that I text you on, that I was afraid if it's gonna impact on my GBP CHF trade. There was no impact whatsoever. It was very weak.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. See what you mean. Thanks very much. I'm with you now. That's right. We watched that earlier on. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for Musi. I like to hear that support. Encourages me. Okay. EUR/AUD for a buy. Mm, mm, mm. Don't like either currency much at the moment, to be honest. Well, see, the euro is a bit stronger at the moment, but might pull back a bit. Then I mean you're buying AUD. I don't want to buy either currency, to be quite honest. So I'm not going to be much help to you on that one. So I'll hand it to somebody else. I'm just sure some clever guys there. Edwin, what about Ebenezer, Anthony? What do you think? You can advise a Minia Slabbard on that because you know if you like and see what you'd like to do with it. But I'm not favor of buying either of them, so I'm going to leave that alone. So what do you guys think? Oh, momentum strategy. You're on about. Sorry. Not quite. Like to take out the 100, sorry, the 10 hour moving hour before I get cute on it on the buy there. What about that? Yeah, I've done that for a while. Yeah, if we're going to use the same principles before, wait for the break of the 10-hour moving average before you enter. But even the momentum one, I'm a bit nervous of, to be honest. They're too even Stevens. It's like having a seesaw in equilibrium. You know, I say I don't want to buy either of them. Actually, I'm looking for shorting. I want to the short side of those guys. Well, anyway, use the Stratton momentum strategy, which we evolved in the trading room. Well, it's not. It's below there anyway. So you haven't got that confirmation yet. Okay. If the other guys don't know what we talk about, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it right now. Okay. It's just a little thing we pulled out of the trade room. It's been a bit dormant lately, actually. Okay, enough to learn as it is without confusing other stuff. Right. If it was really brilliant, which or something that's going to say, wow, 90% probability, then I wouldn't hesitate. All time frames show long. I quite agree. They do indeed. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I just don't think either one's all that great. So if you're buying the euro, that's fine. Selling the AUD, that's fine. If you want to short it, you're buying the AUD. You get my point. Technically, yeah, but I just not that happy doing either one. Like I said. But that's just me. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to buy this one? Okay, right. We'll put a stop. Wait with your idea. So where do you want to put the stop loss? Down here? Too far away. Maybe use the 4 hour. Too far away. Where do you want to put your stop loss? Yeah, where do you want to put it? Below the down here? Was that too close? Take it up there, maybe. You won't get a 1:2 ratio, anything like it. $1.67, okay. And the TP I have to put somewhere else, won't we? Where do you want to put TP up here? Just about squeeze there if you want. Don't forget, guys, as Antonio said, if you try not to get 3 positions, I have done, probably will again, but try not to make a habit into 3 positions of the same currency. Good point you made there. Okay, well, there you are. If you want it, there you are. Okay. You finished with that one? Can knock it off? Okay. Anything happening on the AUD NZD? Just trying to get to entry. Not quite, but nearly got there. Okay. Right, guys, anything you'd like to discuss? Because I've actually run out going into the weekend. It's a lovely day out there. Yo, yo, yo. Hope you got decent weather where you are. But yeah, anything you'd like to discuss? Anything at all? Maxwell's double century in the cricket, if you follow the Cricket World Cup. I'm not going to ask you who thinks going to win because India's is basically a given. I think it's game over. Okay, Harad, yeah. Clark County for me. I've just seen that, Jacob. Clark County for me. Not quite sure what you mean by that. Maybe I'm missing something. Oh, Clack Clack Company. Clack Clack Country. I think that's what you mean. See what you mean. Yeah, I'm definitely a Clack Clack on the other one. Yeah. Okay, Poem. Whatever it was, EURAUD. I'm definitely clacking that one. Not half, we did, yeah, big time. Well, I did actually miss it. I'm just hesitant to go in it. I was just worried about that bloody intervention again, which hasn't so far materialized, I might add. That's why I left it. In hindsight, pity, but for the right reason. I didn't miss it or forget about it. I just thought I'm worried. So, you know, but certainly we'll be chasing it now. Let's look at the dollar yen while I was at it. Didn't work out, but I don't know. I'm very nervous at this height. Very, very nervous. I just cannot see it going and holding above 152 without the Japanese doing something about it. How's the NAS doing? Anything happening there? Yeah, I'll probably have an early close today. Very quiet on the Western Front. I think most have got enough trades out. Don't forget to don't trade for the sake of it. There are times we just got to sit in the sidelines and make sure you've got enough money in your account free after the trade, free margin after the trade. Very, very important. It's a perennial problem. People getting margin call and not understanding why. Margin call, we don't have enough free margin. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. No problem with that. I'm definitely holding mine over the weekend. Be nice to get a decent profit, then you can modify your stock to break even, but don't get your stop too close for goodness sake. But I'm definitely holding it, yeah. Some just need patience. You think just about to give up the thing and then it shoots off in your direction. Not a bad idea, Chris. Not a bad idea at all, in fact. A 152 pending order, not a bad idea. If it gets to 152.10 or something, I reckon it's going to intervene. But anyway, I'm more than happy with that. Might do it myself, actually. Don't forget, guys, straddle trade coming up next week. Okay, so yeah, you will be notified on my VIP group. If you're not a member, easily become one. Just get some money in your account, 2.5 grand or more. Simple as that. The basic benefit is not just to keep you fresh off the press signals, is to get across to people that the trading undercapitalized is like any business. It's always going to be an uphill struggle. Remember, it's called capitalism for a reason. Need capital. But I hear it's all very well said that you don't have it. But don't have too much expectation if you don't. There's nothing wrong with having small capital if that's all you can afford. But I get very worried when people have unrealistic expectations. We had a guy, I remember the other day, who thought he was going to make 10 grand a month with 1,000 rand. I just wonder how you can possibly expect that. In fact, the odds are basically against you if you're undercapitalized because most of the trades you can't do. If you work a maximum 10% risk, if you've got 500 rand in your account, how many times can you trade? The odd gold one, I suppose, or the Nasdaq Micro, maybe that's it. Most of the trades will be overexposed anyway, and only one at a time. So you can have all your eggs in one basket. Hope people understand this concept because that, yeah, it's not like not moaning about people like a money account. That's up to them, obviously, each to their own. But it might get worried and have expectations of success when they're undercapitalized. I saw a few more adverts posted on Instagram, by the way, Zeph, that you did on this AI thing where you can turn water into gold. Yeah. I looked at the mouthing movement as well, as you pointed out. And it's not completely in sync. I think that's, I don't think Elon Musk knows anything about it because I know he was born in Pretoria School, Pretoria High. That's right. He's a schoolboy from Pretoria High. I know that, but I think he's forgotten all about us over here. He's busy working 24/7 his projects there. So I think that's just don't know what you guys think of it, but I always get very wary of these adverts saying you can do all phenomenal things. You wonder why they're advertising, why they're doing it. Because once you advertise, everyone's doing it, dilute the market anyway. You're not doing yourself any favors. But in an extreme situation like that, I think to me, it's basically BS. Oh, did they? Ah, thanks, Pern. You're a star. Try and watch that. I'll give you an example. Before your time, guys, a few years ago, came all the rage something called binary options. Don't confuse the normal option. That's a different ballgame altogether. Binary options. Why we're getting so much over here is because it's unregulated over there. And so it gave all the guys to say, we're unregulated, and say and do what we bloody well like. And so bombarded third world countries who are basically a little bit on the desperate side with ridiculous returns on these instruments, But that's good to know, yeah. But you should be wary of anyway. Whenever you see adverts like that, especially on a social media, which is a very iffy platform anyway, be there to amuse yourself, be very wary. I once saw an option one. Option are very good for other reasons, for hedging purposes, etc. But trading options, and it came on and watch this guy just making money as we speak, you know what I mean? Well, remember, it's a zero-sum game. Every time someone buys someone and you're doing it right, someone's losing. It was as simple as that. I'd like to see who the people losing are. They must have the IQ of an amoeba. If it's that easy, how come where you get the losers from to pay you? You know what I mean?
Speaking of that, Roger, I met up with a friend of mine that's a long-term trader, and I don't know the link. I'll get it from him, but he's got some YouTube videos of these guys in India. It's like they can foresee when the market turns. They scalp on a minute chart, and these guys are making an absolute fortune. It's incredible how they know exactly when to come in, when to go out, and they just. It's like knocking down bowling pins. It's unreal.
Okay, well, fair enough then. I do know a lot of these high-speed traders. Well, they don't have to trade, actually. It's the computer does it for them. In the institutions, they do okay, but they don't touch it. They can't. The fingers wouldn't be able to move quick enough. I mean, it looked like millisecond trades, this sort of thing, just a slight couple of points movement, working as for the company, etc. But we haven't got the wherewithal or any of that backup, and it's pretty well a tight ship anyway, a bit of a closed ship. What's the word? Closed group. But yeah, good luck to them. That's all I can say on that. Let's do a minute chart for a bit of fun. There we are. Let's go to the NAS for a minute chart. See what you like to think of this one. All right, let's do a trade now. Should we short it down here? How far is that? 4 pips. Oh, well, I'm already a pip been down. So I'll be throwing out the Indian team already, eh? I'm not talking about the cricket team. I think you'll make the traders there. As you can probably see, I'm a little bit skeptical there. How you got it, Muzi? I'm a tad skeptical on these things. People advertising wondrous things. I get all the time on SMS, congratulations, you've won. All you got to do is pay £3 a day and they put you in the pot and then you might win. You have this for free, or you have that for nothing, or you have won. Yeah, yeah. Used to do that quite a lot in Europe when they're selling timeshare. There, you have one. All you got to do to pick it up is put yourself through a hard sell presentation. Yeah. Right, there's a minute chart, guys. Have a bit of fun. So it's a bit quiet today, so I'm babbling a little bit. But as you can probably guess, say Museum Company, I'm somewhat cynical when there's some guys on YouTube. I'm not saying they're wrong. I don't know enough about it. I haven't seen it. But put it this way, I'm a little bit cynical because I've seen so many of them. And like Poohn just confirmed, it's a bit of nonsense, that stuff. And the trouble with it, which I think is particularly bad, it harms particularly the uneducated and the desperate and the people who can least afford to lose it. I mean, I don't particularly want to lose a few $100, but I'll survive it. A lot of guys, lose R1,000, it's going to damage them. You know what I mean? So a lot of people, not just this country, but all of Africa and South America and other places in India and wherever. So, yeah, they're sucked into it simply because they are desperate and it plays on that emotion. Okay.
Well, Roger, I have a question before we leave. Yes, Roger.
Yeah.
I noticed
Yeah, go for it.
I noticed I just want to ask, how do you do it? I noticed with the signals for the GBP CHF, I noticed your stop loss was not where you normally would advise us to put it, like 30 pips away, or the profit maybe 80 pips away. It was far, 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 far away. And I just want to check, how did you manage to sort of anticipate that? Because I can see that it works magic that it's so far away. I think it's 100 and something pips away, points away, the stop loss for GBP CHF.
Yeah, I don't know where yours are. I had it right out the way here, and my TP down there. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't remember where that one is, but the reason being is I just decided for my personal self I'd have a smaller position and as I say, and a wider stop just in case. But I'd probably start bringing that down soon. Actually, what am I in a profit now of it's only about 20 pips. I might start bringing it down, actually, come to memory. I'll do it. Have a look at it after 11 o'clock. I might start bringing it down. Yeah. But that's sometimes to do, yeah. What can I say? For me personally, I was happy with the stop. Obviously, it's sent out. But the thing is, we get stops as wide as that. It just means, unfortunately, a large amount of our clients can't trade it because they don't have enough money, or they don't do the maths on it and then get caught, or they put the same position size on all of them. Without realizing with a wider stop, it must be a smaller position. That's why we normally encourage slightly tighter stops and tighter TPs for that reason. But for me personally, for some I often have a slightly wider one, yeah. But if I'm going to bring it down, I think it's only 10 pips or 5 pips or whatever. Maybe above this, we're on the daily, maybe bring it down. I shall do it now. What the hell? Readjust it later on.
No, initially, remember, it was 100 pips away.
Yeah, that's correct. But I don't have a problem with that. Just a lot of people can't do it 100 pips away.
I just wanted to understand, because we don't normally do 100 pips away. We normally do 30 or somewhere there, 35. Just wanted to check what made you to make it 100.
Okay.
To me, it's, yeah.
Okay, well, the reason why I had it, where was it, up here? I forgot where it was, up here or wherever it was, out the way, because to get there, it's got to break through this guy, and this guy. So, you know what I mean? It's extreme unlikely. So that's why I felt slightly smaller position, more comfortable with it. But the stop loss depends where it is. It's got to be out the way. Best thing to look at is you're in a room, right? In a hotel. Let's make it the 5th floor. What the hell? 5th floor. You want your TP within the range of the floor. If you're going long, you buy near the floor, a bounce off the floor, not at the floor. A confirmed bounce off the floor, and you look up the ceiling, you put your TP just below the ceiling. but your stop loss must be in the room below the fifth. You must have a stop loss in the near the top end of the fourth floor, not within the range. You know what I mean? So let's just put it up, just show quite simply what it is, so make clear. I make a fake range here, okay? That's your range, okay? That's your fifth floor. I want my TP somewhere there, my stop loss there. Because it breaks through here, it's likely to go down to the bottom of the next floor. Okay. So that I'm in that range, it breaks through there, it probably might go down to there. So I have my stop loss there if I'm going long. Okay.
Okay.
And if we're going short, I'd have my stop loss here above there, and I'd aim down there. Does that make sense, guys? So you're going short now. That's the roof. That's the floor. Stop loss, not just above there, maybe like that. It might poke its head up, not like come down. You don't be stopped out. He pokes his head up there and comes on. So just out the way there, and a TP there somewhere. If you're going short, and the other way around if you're going long. That's the best way to look at it. Just look at the room you're in. You can see the ceiling, the floor. Where do you want to buy? Near the ceiling? Well, obviously not. No, near the floor. If it's about the middle halfway up, that's what we say the ship has sailed. This is the range. You want to put the stop loss here and your entry there. That would be a TP. And this would be your, I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay, you enter here. Your potential off is, let's say, 40 pips, and your potential loss is about 60 pips. Do you think that's a good idea? You're risking 6 to make 40. Is that clever? Thanks, Poon. Thanks very much, as always, for your contribution. Well appreciated. No, clearly not. So you want to put maybe enter there, TP there. You took about 55 pips, for example, and you stop there, which is about 26 pips. You get the idea. So that's the general, very simple rule of thumb. So it's not a thumb suck. I don't think, oh, hang on, it's a bit wide. I want to get a bigger position. I'll put the stop in here somewhere. Well, no point, because you get stopped out in the noise. You probably lose then. It's out the way. But I'll probably move it down. I'll check it out anyway afterwards. My problem is not your problem. Leave it alone for the moment. But you see what these guys are doing? They're confident enough to ask questions, and that's how they're learning. All right, you guys might be learning off the back of those questions, but you must then thank Chris and Muzi and the other guys and Poon, because that's it. Because I've been doing this for quite a while, and I forget that person might not know something which I take for granted because I'm seeing it every day. I mean, I'm changing gear without thinking. And when a guy's new, it's not quite as simple as that. I might forget. So it's important you do that. And I promise, anyone starts bursting out laughing, I will blind that person with silence, and we'll all have a good cackle at their expense. We're not here to bully. And yeah, and remember, always remember, you started it once. So just because you've been doing it for 10 years, don't forget when you had been doing it for 10 days. So remember how the guy started field. We want to encourage them. But at the same time, we want to achieve your dreams and goals, but you've got to have a bit of realistic in it. I'm not being harsh, and I say, if you set your goals too ridiculously high, you're really going to end up disappointed. So try and be realistic. A little bit anyway. Don't forget, have your dreams, but try and be a little bit realistic. If anything is that easy, why aren't we all doing it? Why is unemployment? Why is the poverty? It's got to, you know what I mean? Think a little bit. As the old cliche says, it's too good to be true. It normally bloody well is too good to be true. And remember, I do like robots. I've seen them in action. Some people, not on this platform, have had a success out of it, or the degree of it. But they never get 100% right. And remember, the robot works on what the indicators are programmed into it. It doesn't know that in half an hour's time is the US CPI or the jobs report or something like that. At this stage, it's artificial intelligence. But the way it's going, it might become full-on intelligence where make us humans redundant, but at the same time, not as yet. And I prefer to use my training, my own mind and my thinking, etc., rather than relying totally on a robot. But I'm not against them. But like anything else, remember, it's got its limitations as well as it's got its cons as well as its pros. Okay. Okay, guys. Can knock this off because it's confusing me. Never mind you guys. Just want to give that example. Hope that made a bit of sense. What I'm trying to do as well is try and take some of this mystique out of it, because all this mystique revolves around finance, makes it like a club for the guys who know to keep out the guys who don't know. It just employ a bit of common sense and try, and then suddenly say, well, hang on a minute. Since you put it that way, it's not that complicated. I always use the car. You're a surgeon there. Who should I pick on here? There you are. I'll pick on there. Who's still there? I think Patrick's still there. Okay, you're a surgeon, Patrick, which therefore a very clever guy. Clever guys are surgeons, right? But apparently, you've never seen a car before and you hopped into it. You think driving that car is a hell of a complicated. Same principle. Just because it's new, you think fear comes in because of lack of knowledge. It's new. You start seizing up within yourself but after a while you say, well, hang on a minute, it's not that complicated. So what is? Why is it so difficult? It's our human beings' fault, our damn emotions. Remember, it gives us love, it gives us pleasure, but also stuffs us around quite a bit as well. I'm prepared to bet half the wars, half the horrible things that happen in the world, usually because of some sort of human emotion somewhere. Okay. Bit decisive, this guy, isn't it? Well, we've got a pending order for 1.08. It might get there. Let's see. Okay, any other questions? So if I run out a bit of steam, but I do quite like Chris's idea. If you want to try that, US dollar, Japanese yen at 152, a pending order if it gets there. I'm not sure it's going to get there actually, but the dollar is strengthening at the moment as we speak. So it might, but I think if it gets there, I think pretty sure we'll get an intervention. Be nice to be on board for that. But anyway, just something to bear in mind. Hi, Cassius. And if you've been here before, welcome. It's a bit of a quiet session going into Friday, so we might close a little bit early. Go enjoy the weekend. I'm sure everyone's got stuff to do, but welcome. Don't know if you've been here before. It's a bit of a forum where we discuss trade ideas, etc. We've got a couple out, as you know. We're not finding anything new to trade other than the ones we've already got out and sent on the mailbox in my VIP group. Just so you, but welcome. It's an ongoing process. Hope we can see you on as much as possible when you can make it, Monday to Friday, starting 9:30. Good to have you. Don't know if you traded before. If you've got 2.5 grand or more, guys, don't forget. I can add you to my VIP group. Just tell me. If you haven't got my contact details, I'll put it on the chat line there. But that's only if you ask for them. I presume if you don't ask them, you already have them. Looks a bit neutral at the moment, but like I mentioned, I think we could get a bit of downside here. Can we put a trend line in here? Let's have a look. Not really. Maybe something like this. Not really. Ah, that'll do. Bit range trade at the moment up there. TP down there. If that breaks, do another one. Stop up here. Sell it down here. But I'm not all that confident about the bull run continuing. So yeah, get a better price you can, get a bit of downside. If you get a better price, it is a bit of resistance at the moment if you're going short support, but probably is only about 120 pips. Remember, 120 pips is nothing on the Dow. It might might get a bit of a what you call it, a bit of profit taking around there. So if you wanted, it gets up this sort of level here, unless some fundamental spoils the party. I think I'm probably looking back short to get down there. But I'm not sure I'll be jumping in right now. You need to go, Paul. Okay, not a problem. Yeah, especially going to the weekend. I wouldn't be jumping in right now. And if you've got a NAS open up, leave it at that. Don't mean too highly volatile instruments going to the weekend, and this is more confirmation. But yeah, I'd be shorting just above the 34.1 mark, 34.150, somewhere around about that. Okay, good to have you back, Florence. Any other questions, guys? Just think of it. I've just got little boys in one moment. Thank you. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat line. No problem, Florence. We're probably closing up just now anyway. We've sort of run out of stuff for the moment, and we are going into the weekend. And we got the CPI to look forward to next Tuesday. Hopefully that'll be successful for us. And of course, we want to see them in blue. Absolutely, Vilna, and give the trade a chance. We might be able to see it in blue. Okay, just give the trade a chance. Jumping around a bit like some guy in the Euro CHF for a while, just as I say, hovering around and sticking with it. Okay, guys. Right. I think yeah, a little bit earlier. Unless you want something else to chat about, I'll stay with pleasure. I mean, I don't mind staying after 11 o'clock if I feel I'm adding value and stuff you're not sure of. But I don't want to hear, I'm sure you don't want to hear me waffling on, but you've got stuff to do. Anything else you'd like to discuss for the moment? Or should we wrap it up? What do you reckon? Should we wrap it up? Anything else you'd like to chat about? Anybody out there? Okay, Mike. I'll catch you next week then. Monday, have a great one, hey? Have a good weekend. Fantastic. Thank you, Zama. Thanks for your kind words, by the way. I think you put some of the company and they told us about you're quite happy with the trading room. Thanks very much. So appreciated. Okay, have a great one, all of you. Cheers and catch you. I hope the weather holds. Been missing getting out and about. It's been rain last couple of weekends as well. Cheers, Edwin.